There's a secret Killer in Purple game, and it's called That's Not Killer in Purple Free. This game was released on April 1st by GFC. It was made to run experiments on the animals and the poor. But after I called him out in my first video, he deleted it. Interesting. I'll add that to the crime list. There's an Android version? Can we go one video without a Markiplier reference? Killer in Purple Free, get back here, I need views. I will not be mind broken by this experiment. I have no words. Play. Are you sure? Sure. Really? Sure. Okay, there you go. Sure. You know what? I'm no longer sure. I'm now playing as William Applecider, who's currently trapped in purgatory for causing alcohol shortage. If you're wondering why Markiplier's here, it's because he was the one who killed him, and now he's being haunted by him. Actually, it was the bite of 83. I went backstage and found this door with the text reading, "Do not close the door." I don't know, something's telling me to close it. If I do, I will lose my dignity, my honor, my status, my will to live, and most importantly, my virginity. Also, I'm pretty sure GSC is stalking me, but I can't prove it. Round 2. I'm now being chased by Jack Black, because William was playing blackjack with Jack Black. Because of William, Jack Black got dealt bad blackjack cards, which resulted in William being Jack Blacked by Jack Black. And Jack Black is now trying to Jack Black William in his purgatory. I hope you understood my explanation for why Steve is trying to touch me. Oh yeah, silly me. I forgot to adjust my mouse sensitivity. Wait, where's the mouse sensitivity option? Are you telling me there isn't an option? No, there's no way. No, it's gotta be around here somewhere. Is it in here? Where's the sensitivity? Where's the option? Wait, was that just a dream? Yeah, I got blackout drunk from the magic vodka in the last video. Oh, well then. I guess I'm gonna play this instead. Due to popular request, I'm gonna be 100%ing the entirety of Killer in Purple. Since it's December, the Killer in Purple games now have a Christmas theme, meaning that the title is technically still accurate. Before playing, I can select various player characters, each with their own special abilities. And just like in the 1800s, they come at a cost. But since I am currently poorer than an average North Korean, I have to go in with William. I have entered the Matrix, where I can use purple power to ask GFC to donate me some points. This works 50% of the time. Like in Deltarune Chapter 3, money has been replaced with points. Points are used to unlock new skills, locations, body disposals, and Dave. Unfortunately, the only efficient way to gain points is murder. I could spend a few decades trying to 100% the game without killing, but I need that time to build an arsenal before Shemaine throws this channel into a civil war. I asked the children if they're willing to die to make me for the greater good. They said no. So I decided to respect their decision by quitting the game and going outside. Die! I successfully murdered my first victim, and using the power of the game design, I can make the body disappear into thin air. Need to go pee-pee? Poop choice! Oh, you wanna go outside for fresh air? No more breathing for you! I have successfully murdered every child in the restaurant. So I explored the building for some Easter eggs. I don't know what he's saying, but I agree. Oh my god, it's Cawthon! I now have 18 points, which I used to buy an animatronic suit, aka Withered Bonnie. And because he was in the FNAF movie for less than a minute, he became sad and lonely. He's so lonely, in fact, he will pay me to find friends for him. And by friends, I mean corpses. Don't ask questions. Speaking of the FNAF movie, I watched it the other day, and I think it was alright. Plus, I got this cup and a toy Bonnie figure. The fact that his tail is not white is causing me physical pain. I spent 40 points to burn down a local Chuck E. Cheese restaurant so that I get more customers and multiply the kids' amount by 2. Why does no one want to follow me? I mean, do I really look like someone who sinks a knife into a child? Don't answer that question. Since I can't get anyone to follow me, I will have to rely on curiosity. Now that there's more kids around, there's an increased chance one will walk into the back room, allowing me to introduce them him to Withered Bonnie. Fuck. Get back here, little boy! Oh, you wanna leave? Fine, but you're not leaving alive! Withered Bonnie made 4 friends that day, but would you look at that? His screen time is up. It's now time for Withered Chica. Her eyes are blue. This confirms that she is Toy Chica's mother. Trust me. Since Withered Chica had more screen time than Withered Bonnie, she's more loaded, meaning she will give me 1 more point than Withered Bonnie. Each new animatronic suit has a bigger payout than the last, making them a crucial part of progression. Man, I wish time ran that fast when I was in school. Holy shit, someone actually trusts me too? This might be the best run so far, but it just isn't enough. There just isn't enough kids. If I play at this rate, I will never become a millionaire. Unless I spend 80 points to make Chuck E. Cheese go bankrupt. With no more competition, the customers have no choice but to dine here. This increased the kids' amount from 8 to 12. And still no one wants to follow me. What the fuck? What's the saying? Curiosity killed a child. I think that's how it goes. He's back! I spent another 40 points to have professional acting lessons with Bryan Cranston, making me a better manipulator. Foxy joins the party and he pays me 1 point more than Chica. But unlike those two, Foxy needs these dead kids as props for his own TV show. He does pay me for this, so I'm not gonna ask questions. It's now time for the one and only Freddy Fazbear, who pays an insane amount of 5 points. That's 1 more point than Foxy. Only 5 points, you greedy fuck! You're Freddy Fazbear, you should be a millionaire! It turns out, Freddy was a victim of identity fraud and lost 99% of everything he owns, rendering him poor. I wonder who the culprit is. The points are really flowing in now. You might be wondering why I still haven't bought a new character. This is because they are not really worth getting. Like Dave, who's practically a scam. He has the same trust level as William, but what makes him worse is his special ability, where he eats an eggplant to increase his speed. This is inferior to William's purple power, since it actually helps progressing the game, rather than just being a cool gimmick. Scraptrap and Old Spring Bonnie do have increased levels of trust, but they have no abilities. This is because GFC was too busy experimenting on the poor. But luckily for you, GFC, I am the man of ideas. I'll just come up with the abilities myself. Old Spring Bonnie, voice roulette. This ability allows Spring Bonnie to use his voice from the golden era, but since he's old, this ability can backfire. Upon activation, the voice has a 30% chance to restore back to its former glory and tremendously increase Spring Bonnie's trust level. However, there's also a 70% chance that the voice completely destroys itself and decreases Spring Bonnie's trust level to 0. Scraptrap, body smuggle. We all know that if you pick up a corpse, you can either press X to discard the body or stuff them into an animatronic suit. But if you execute them outside of the back room, the stuffing part becomes extremely risky. But with Scraptrap, you can use his ability to stuff a single body inside of his suit, kind of like Funtime Freddy. This allows him to hide the body from prying eyes and smuggle it into the back room, where he can then stuff the corpse into an animatronic suit. How does someone as skinny as Scraptrap hide the body inside of him? It's a simulation. It makes sense. GFC might never update the game again, but these are my ideas. Back to murder! But unfortunately for me, it looks like Foxy's TV show went viral on Twitter. Because of this, I became more recognized for all the wrong reasons. I probably should have done this while wearing a disguise and not use William's actual name. Let's change that. From now on, William will be known as Rexter. I saved up enough points to buy a new disguise, this being a Spring Bonnie suit, who not only has far better trust than Rexter, but also has one of the greatest abilities in the game: playing a guitar. If I go up to a child who refused to follow me and play the guitar, I can convert them from atheism to Christianity and convince them to follow me. I was able to wipe out every single child in the building. I was now averaging 72 points every round. And after enough time, I managed to buy the final animatronic suit, Golden Freddy. He was the one who robbed all of Freddy's possessions, which means he gives me 10 points per child. I thought his crime made him a millionaire, but it turns out Golden Freddy was also a victim of identity fraud, causing him to lose 87% of his belongings. Well, at least it doubles Freddy's payout, which means I now average 132 points per round, which I use to hit the gym and increase my movement speed. Haha, I did it. Now that I bought every single item in the shop, I get a brand new offer, level 2, which must be purchased with 1,000 points. This will unlock a new section within the pizzeria, along with more kids, characters, and abilities. It's gonna take a couple of rounds to buy this, so bear with me. Follow me, children! What kind of name is that? It sounds like a content farm. Don't worry, Golden Freddy is very kind. Trust me. Uh-oh, looks like one of the kids clipped through the door. Oh well, I'm sure no one's gonna notice. It wasn't me! You have no proof! I'm innocent! Luckily the shift ended before they caught me, so I kept my points. At last, I gathered up over 1,000 points. I can now hire the British to colonize the FNAF 2 location and expand my territory. Hold up. I'm afraid this video cannot continue without addressing a very important matter. The comments. Specifically the ones from my first video. Comments like, what is the name of the game? Even more specifically, the ones asking where they can find the game. Every game I play on this channel can be downloaded from the link in the description. However, you have to subscribe first, otherwise the links won't work. Ah, the FNAF 2 location, featuring the toy animatronics and MatPat. Speaking of MatPat, every time I make a community post, a commentator known as Halo Guy consistently warns me that evil MatPat is coming for me. But I have a perfect weapon to scare him away.
The fan without protection.
So I think I should be fine. Level 2 also introduces us to a new kid type. They are exactly the same as level 1 kids, but with caps. This makes them more valuable upon execution. I can sell their caps on eBay and increase my profits to 10 points per kill. There are also 4 levels in the game, each with their own types of kids and their payouts. We will come back to this. I executed as many kids as I could before coming face to face with a man's greatest enemy, time. I could buy an upgrade to increase it, but I'm gonna buy a new animatronic suit instead. This is Shadow Freddy, the culprit behind Golden Freddy's poverty, and with his immense wealth, he now pays me a whopping 25 points per child. Okay, I know that's more than double of Golden Freddy's payout. He should still be far richer than an average US citizen. But in a fucking plot twist no one saw coming, Shadow Freddy was also a victim of identity fraud. Okay, I'm done with this plotline. It was Funtime Freddy who committed the crime, and he ended up blowing all of his wealth on slots. Oh shit! Get in here quick! Come on! No! Wait, I can still move after using the ability! With that, I was able to squeeze in an additional 50 points, bringing my total to 443 points, which I used to increase my time. This allowed me to once again wipe out every single child in the building. Realizing the potential wealth from mass killings, Golden Freddy turns to the dark side with his signature teleport ability, which allows me to teleport through various objects. Wait, does that mean I can go to the 3rd level early? Wait, what happened? I'm now playing as GFC while being chased by Pit Spring Bunny. If you're wondering why, it's because GFC committed the most disgusting crime a man can ever commit: tax evasion, and so the IRS sent Pit Spring Bonnie to deal with him. Well, great, I lost all of my points. Also, Pit Spring Bonnie can be spawned by interacting with Dawkins' poster, and if I get too close, I die. Since we're on this topic, I'd like to respond to 2 very serious comments. This person said, the way you lost the ball pit minigame caused me physical pain. They have a picture of Rosie, so I think they're fine. Another comment said that I didn't play the ball pit enough, and you can tell from the last 2 letters that they felt physical pain. Alright, fine. I'm gonna jump into the pit and undo all of the pain I caused. Oh wait, that just brings me back to the IRS chase. I jumped down the spiraling staircase, where I found and stepped on a green button. I need to press 2 of these before I can escape. Run, GFC! The feds are coming! No! Oh, this is kinda nauseating. Oh, I think I'm gonna... Oh, That cleared the last bit of magic vodka in my system. Press the final button. Here we go! At last, GFC escaped the IRS, and I got a cool new trophy to look at. Back to killing! Oh yeah, I also bought Shadow Bonnie. With his help, I was able to hire professional hackers to get most parents charged with tax fraud, and the government thanked me by gifting me their spy gadget, which helps me see if I'm being watched as well as how many kids are currently in the pizzeria. That's an odd feature for a government gadget. It's probably fine. You know, I always wondered if there's something hidden inside these walls. Oh, it's GFC having a meeting with the other plushies. Other plushies. I'm sure this doesn't have a deeper meaning. At last, I have the final upgrade, which gives me infinite time and allow me to hire the British once more and invade the sister location. Sister location, a place designed for murder. As mentioned before, each level has their own kid type. This one in particular has girls, because you know, sister location. And as you're about to see, their execution payout is absolutely insane. But first, I have to take a very relaxing elevator ride to the surface. Gather around, kids, the poor rabbit is starving. Here we can see that the level 3 kids give us an insane 100 points per kill, which is double the Shadow Bonnie's payout. Why are they worth so much? I think you can guess why. It's because their parents are rich, obviously. What if I just teleport through the elevator door? Oh god, I'm stuck! I wonder where my friends are. Shut up! Oh, there we go. I thought I lost all of my points right there. Never mind, the game froze. That or I'm extremely impatient. I spent 3,000 points so I can play as Glitchtrap, the icon of the sequel trilogy. Hey Glitchtrap, what are you?
I am the killer in purple.
That's the spirit. At the beginning of the game, I only had a 5% chance a kid would follow me. But with Glitchtrap, there's a 5% chance a kid won't follow me. We really came full circle on the trust scale. Who could say no to that face? Glitchtrap also has an ability to make all kids trust him by saying an unfunny meme. But since they have low attention span, they lose interest in 10 seconds. I hosted an open door day and said, no, I can't. God damn. 6, 7. And before I knew it, every child in the establishment heard me and are now running straight towards me while repeating what I just said. I got as many as I could in the back room. Children, I have a confession. 69 will always be superior. And if you agree, comment 69 so we can bury this thing. The brain rot has been purged, but they're gonna be back in the next round. So I bought a scooper to cure brain rot by scooping their brains out. Although I do need to kill them to do that. But I'm saving the world from brain rot, so it's fine. My Nobel Peace Prize came in the form of 10,000 points. I was now able to buy nearly everything and unlock one of the greatest characters in the game, Vanny. With a trust level of 100%, we can see just how eager she is by representing the mind of an average Minecraft YouTuber when they see a child. I went level to level to gather every single child for the brain rot purge. Usually when you pull out a knife, the kids try to escape, but I can prevent that with Vanny's invisibility mask, abolishing the chance of them clipping through the door and making the scooping process much faster. At last, here we are with 10,000 points, which I used to open the rusty door. I can now exit the simulation and finish the game. Wait, what's that? It's time for the final level. I hired demolition experts, who are also British, to break through the sister location wall and gain access to the FNAF 6 location, the one that was in security breach. We've seen all sorts of kids so far. The normal ones, the cap ones, the filthy rich, but now it's time for ghosts. That's right, we can now kill my past victims again and gain a whopping 250 points per kill. This is also the only level untouched by Christmas spirit. Looks like GFC was being a Richie on this one. I bought Dreadbear for a devilish 666 points, but unfortunately, it looks like I can't play as him unless it's Halloween. So for the third time on this channel, I opened Cookie Clicker and changed the season to Halloween. It worked, and GFC is no longer bald. I can now play as Dreadbear on a Halloween-themed map. Who's that watching me outside? It's probably fine. In this timeline, Freddy and his friends became vegan, and they started protesting against eating meat by painting themselves green. Dreadbear's ability allows me to make a random child disappear, a common technique used by the Chinese government. The kids also have pumpkins as their heads, which is a visual representation of their IQ. Bravo, GFC. Ah, Christmas spirit. How I missed you. What's this? I got a message from an anonymous source. They asked me to meet them in the Freddy's Pizza Place backroom and to bring the kids with me. When I arrived inside, I found Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. They heard about my noble cause and are now offering to be my benefactors to help me cleanse the world of brain rot. They're now paying me 500 points per child, making me over 35,000 points per round. We really came a long way since the days of 13 points. With my ever-growing wealth, I bought multiple characters, like Frostbear, who can freeze time, and apparently GFC forgot to turn off child collision for this guy. Taxman, who also has a 10% chance to hypnotize all kids to help him hunt down GFC and bring him to justice. Scott Cawthon. After retiring from FNAF, he went on to pursue far more important things, like becoming a god. But being god is sometimes boring, so he kills in his free time. Don't ask questions, it's fun. Burn Trap, who can hack parents to execute their own children. Wait, how is Burn Trap a thing if this game takes place in 1990? The final character must be really good for it to cost 250,000 points. I know it was gonna take me a while, so I went in with Eleanor, who I'm sure will now become a laser shooting giant in the near future. She has the power to negotiate with my benefactors to increase the payout from 500 to 1,000 points for 10 seconds, which is kind of frustrating, especially when the kids' bodies are everywhere but near Fredbear. I finally got the final character. Let's see how good they are. This guy fucking sucks. I did it. I bought every possible thing on the market, and there's nothing else to do but to exit the simulation. Not, because I still have to find all the secrets. I didn't tell you this, but I secretly invaded GFC's Discord server, where I found out that there is a secret that no one, even Fusion, couldn't find. But I was determined to find it, so I searched every corner of the map, honked GFC's nose a million times, stalked the guy who was stalking me, ate all the pizzas, interacted with GFC's poster to spawn a rusty door. Where haven't I looked yet? But then it hit me. Remember how in the previous video I could flush myself down the toilet and end up in another dimension? Well, that's exactly what happened in this game. But instead of landing into the glitch dimension, I ended up next to the old man Consequences, who told me that Glitch Trap was already created by William, not me. If you're unaware, this simulation was used to train Glitch Trap's AI. Yes, this isn't William, it's just an AI mimicking him. This is what happens when you enable third-party training in the settings. Before I went for a swim in the pond, I tried to see if I can get out of bounds, or to find a possible secret passageway, and I found it. Nothing else here. Oh, secret? What is that? What the fuck is that? Can I touch it? Oh. Holy shit, I found it! Oh my god. What the fuck is this? I'm not sure if that's the secret he was talking about, but I'm gonna pretend like it is. I went back for a swim where I met the Shadow Demon. He told me that I must never play the parts within. Okay. Oh, I don't know what that was all about, but it's probably fine. Before I finish the game, there's one more thing I need to do. After I bought everything, the office doors opened. Well, actually, you do need to exit the simulation first to do this, but we're gonna pretend like that's not the case. Inside was an old telephone. Pressing it 3 times causes this to happen. Everything goes dark and the animatronics start smoking weed. I now have to fight Scott Cawthon's evil twin. Fun fact, if you do this with any other character, you will fight the normal Scott Cawthon. So yeah, this changes if you play as him, because he realistically can't fight himself. Bravo, GFC. Let's go. Our fight will be legendary. Or I can just cheat and beat him like this. Well, that was anticlimactic. It's time time to finish this. It's time to finally exit the simulation. The final cutscene is the intro from Killer in Purple 2, except it looks more animated. And looking back on everything we've been through, it's time to leave all of this behind and go into the real world to start my own business, to be as successful as I can possibly be. From now on, I will pretend that kids don't exist and shift all of my focus on building the best pizzeria the world has ever seen, and I will achieve all of it, all without killing.